Hi, and welcome in to Love Yourself Spiritual. My name is Peggy. I'm going to pull a couple of major arcana cards from a deck that actually only comes with major arcana. I guess it's a game, and the rest of the deck is not out yet. Normal deck has 78 cards, and the major arcana cards, though, are the spiritually offering energies of the deck. So I thought we'd just pull a couple of cards and do a couple of downlines and get an idea of what Spirit would like to convey through these spiritual energies this evening. So I just think we'll shuffle the deck a little bit. Everything has been cleaned, and we're going to pause for 1 second and pray. Divine Spirit, we would invite you in tonight to guide us and to teach us. And Archangel Michael, please protect us. And any ancestors of mine or the viewer that would like to come and assist, you're very welcome. Thank you. Okay, let's just pull a couple of these major arcana cards and see what Spirit has that they would like for us to work with this evening. What do you have for us, Spirit? 2 cards. And the Chariot. With the Chariot and Temperance. And the Chariot card, you can see those. The Chariot card is, in a lot of traditional decks, there will be a chariot, of course, that is being pulled by 2 animals. And the animals are usually a light and dark, the yin and yang energies, or your ego and your mind, generally your intuition. But the 2 energies have to come in alignment in order for the chariot to go successfully forward. And the driver of the chariot never has reins. So he's actually driving this chariot through the passion of his heart, and his intuition is how he's directing it, and getting them to come together and go on a singular path together. I love the Chariot card. It's actually one of my favorites. It's the fastest moving energy in the deck, in my opinion, because what do you take to war? Chariot. So usually the Chariot denotes that the person is on a mission, and that spiritual energy is available to this person to make good on the mission, as long as they continue to be aligned. And then the next card is the Temperance card, which is actually also one of my favorite cards. The Chariot is actually a card of Cancer, so it's a water or a heart space card. And Temperance is a Sagittarius card, which is my sign. And it's an fire sign energy. And the beautiful thing about Temperance, a lot of people say it's patience, but it's actually not patience. It does denote the passing of time. And part of the reason the time passes is because Temperance essentially says that I have these 2 cups. A lot of times there'll be 2 cups, and there's water passing back and forth between the cups. So it's a balancing. So Temperance is about balancing, and it can be balancing within yourself, between your heart and your mind, your own spiritual energies, your own spiritual offering, between what you're hearing from your intuition and what your ego is saying should be right. So the Temperance often happens within us first, but then it also denotes the tempering of his will, my will, or her. The balancing of the cups. And cups is always the water. It always denotes love, or the heart space. So Temperance is, I think, is one of the most beautiful cards, and it can denote a passing of time, but it's usually how much time we want or we need in order to process. And then I have also some, these are kind of fun. These are a little bit, I would say anime inspired, but they're a light and dark deck. I don't know who, I have to look and see who made this deck, so I'll put in the comments. But they're a light and dark deck, as you can see. So what I thought that we would do is do a downline on each of them of maybe how our ego sees our chariot, and then how our heart space sees it, or the yin and yang energies, maybe the masculine and feminine. You can decide. But I'm going to use these two cards, or these two decks, and we're going to pull I'll pull 3 cards from each deck for each downline. These are really thick card decks. It's a little thicker than I'm used to. It's just a little bit cumbersome to shuffle. But I love them. I think they're really beautiful. And I think it's a really cool idea, because we are a balance of light and dark energies. We're not just one thing. You know, sometimes the balance within ourselves is the hardest balance that there is to make. We think other people are ornery, but I think I spend more time arguing with myself than I do anyone else, or at least trying to balance my own thoughts. So let's see this, what they have for us on the chariot. Okay. Well, that's not glasses, is it? Okay, so supporting the chariot, the energy that you maybe don't see is this 3 of Swords. So there was maybe a little bit of pain for some of you that's pushing this chariot to go somewhere. That might be the driving force, is a little bit of pain. The 3 of Swords is always about being stabbed in the heart with 3 different swords. And a lot of times the swords are my thoughts or my perception, another person's perception, and reality. At least that's how I see the 3 of Swords. And it doesn't have to be, actually, it doesn't have to be another person involved. You can just be having different thoughts about yourself, and then reality's in the middle. So, but I think that's there may be in a little pain. So there's a little pain possibly behind this chariot. Are these all upside down? They are not all upside down. So that just actually is upside down. So we've got the 7 of Cups. Wait, they are all upside down. Okay, I'm going to turn the deck over. Not sure why that one was. 7 of Cups, choices, King of Pentacles, the World. Okay. Okay, so this is a dark energy deck. So I'm going to go ahead and read this downline real quick. Make sure we can see all of these cards. And the 7 of Cups is always about choices, or at least the options. Thinking that you have options, or that there are options, but it's always about your choices. And then the King of Pentacles is, you know, the master builder. So I don't know if possibly there was a thought that there were some choices, and maybe a chance to build something else, you know, whether it was work or a relationship. I don't really know. And then the next card out is the World card, and that's a major arcana card. And the World card is about our cycles. Anytime a cycle is ending, a new cycle is going to be beginning. And with the 3 of Swords and the supporting energy behind this chariot, this fast spiritual movement forward, the World card to me is probably at the edge of a closing cycle. Very possibly it may be time to regroup with this chariot, get away from the energies a little bit, regroup a little bit, and start a new cycle. So it looks like that cycle that is propelling this very possibly is a bit painful. And let's see what we have in the feminine energy. Our pink deck. And you could even read these as the ego and the heart. It doesn't have to necessarily be feminine, masculine energies. And these can be the energies of two different people, or these can be the two energies within you. It doesn't have to be two people. You take it how it resonates with you and with your situation. Okay. And supporting this Chariot in the feminine energies is the Nine of Cups, which is the cup, yeah, which is the energy of individuation, individual wish fulfillment. So moving away from whatever this was, whatever this Three of Swords possibly represented, is your wish fulfillment. This is something that you wanted to do. Five of Wands for mental energy. Eight of Swords, King of Cups. Yeah. So Five of Wands is always, it can be playful, but for me in this downline, it's a conflict. It's competition at the very least, and ego. There's always ego involved if you've got wands. Wands is fire energy, and if you have a struggle, ego's always going to come out when there's fire signs and there's a struggle. So possibly someone was a little bit standing in their ego, but potentially that trapped them, or it may at least made them feel trapped. And ego's not a bad thing, so don't get me wrong. My take on the ego is that it is here to protect us. The ego says, don't run your car into trees. That's going to hurt. Your ego's job is to move you away from pain and into pleasure. And for the most part, that really serves us quite well. As I said, for one thing, it keeps you alive. But beyond that, the ego's job is also, if someone has pulled a Three of Swords on you and say this Three of Swords, this doesn't have to be your story. Take what resonates. Again, I'm just going to use this as an example. If someone with this Three of Swords decided that they had other options, wouldn't commit, or stepped outside of a commitment, whatever the case was, your ego definitely needs to come forward and say, I'm mad at you. You have hurt me. This is a boundary. You don't get to hurt me. Your ego is good. You have to have an ego in order to stand up for yourself. You have to have an ego in order to have healthy boundaries. And healthy boundaries are extremely important, or people will absolutely walk all over you in life. That will happen. So never think that the ego is bad. There's a place for everything. There's good and bad in everything. And then this Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is just really, it's really about, usually within your own mind, because swords are always mental energy that we are utilizing. Feeling trapped, bound, and blindfolded. But always the bindings are not tight. The blindfold isn't that tight, and there's plenty of space to get out of the entrapment. The entrapment really is just mostly within our own mind, how we're seeing a situation, how we're seeing what's happening right now in a situation. That is what's trapping us. And then we got a couple kings on the board here. The King of Cups is the last one. And in order to feel the fullness of your heart, because whoever this is, this feminine energy, and feminine energy doesn't imply male or female. Feminine energy can absolutely be either. And if we're a balanced person, we should be able to vacillate between feminine and masculine energies very easily. And you want to be successful in life. So, emotionally anyway. So this King of Cups definitely knows their heart, knows their worth, knows what their heart is worth. And in fact, we've got 2 kings on the board right here. And whether both of these are you, and or this is, I kind of leaning towards this being 2 different people, where this feminine energy is trying to lead this with her heart space, which has got her all up in her head, about the injustice of this situation, probably a little bit of anger, which anger is, as I said, when used properly, is definitely a healthy emotion. And then this King of Pentacles, very possibly this is a cycle for this person. This is something that they do, and they're familiar with it, or they wouldn't be coming out as a King of Pentacles. So let's do a downline for this Temperance, because I can kind of see now how these 2 cards possibly are tying together. I'm just going to move these over a little bit. Okay. All upside down. No, you were right the first time. What the heck? Not sure how I did that. You can hear my little 3-pound Shih Tzu snoring in the background. He's having himself quite a good little nap over there. He's the most precious thing. His name is Espo. He makes me happy. He's a Sag like me. He's sassy. Okay. Show us Temperance, Spirit. Show us Temperance. Okay, supporting the Yang energy. Or the Yin energy. Ace of Swords. So, new thought. What's going to support this Temperance is a new thought. And you may not have it yet, but you're going to have to think about this differently. And then in your downline, the High Priestess. I love that. It's excellent. Excellent card to go with Temperance. 8 of Cups in reverse. And 8 of Wands. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So this dark energy, or this ego energy, in clarifying the Temperance, the High Priestess, the Major Arcana card, spiritual energy card. I love the High Priestess. She's beautiful. She's all about knowing intuitively what is best to do in a situation. She is the lawgiver of the heart, as far as intuition goes. And your next card down is the 8 of Cups in reverse, which is interesting. In my opinion, that is I'm not really willing to walk away from this, and intuitively, I don't feel that I should walk away at this time. And then the next card down is the 8 of Wands. And these are pretty high up, as far as for your 1 to 10 energies. These are pretty far up the line. They're definitely not fulfillment. 9 and 10 would be wish fulfillment and fullness of life. But But the Eight of Wands is, I'm going to take action. I'm going to take action from a passionate place within myself. I don't know what that action is yet. We may clarify that, you know, what's coming. But a lot of times the Eight of Wands will indicate a fast incoming message, like something's going to be said. So the masculine energy in this case, whether it's the masculine energy in you that wants to send this message, or it's the masculine. And again, this could be between spouses, between boyfriend, girlfriend, lovers, whatever that looks like. This could be between friends, family. Now, it doesn't take what resonates. Could be between co-workers, although there's a lot of cups on this board, in my opinion, for that to be the case. But that doesn't mean that it can't be. Some people are very passionate about their work. I am. And that's okay. That's okay to be passionate. Definitely. Okay. Show us the feminine energy, Spirit. The supporting feminine energy is the Six of Swords. Okay. So more peacefulness, more time. The Six of Swords is basically kind of the 3D card of Temperance, where it's time to pause, or at least move in your mind, if nowhere else, towards calmer waters, towards calmer thoughts, for sure. Because in most cards, and in the traditional tarot deck, there is water, which water denotes heart space, and swords, of course, denotes mind or mental activity. And so the Six of Swords in a traditional tarot deck has water in it, and you're actually in a boat moving away from the situation in your mind. So you're moving your heart and mind away from a situation enough maybe to go and get some perspective. That's kind of the 3D perspective, where Temperance is sort of a spiritual balancing, a spiritual resting on a situation. You're not as much at rest with Temperance. You're actually trying to actively balance, but it does take time. Okay, Justice. Nine of Swords. Six of Cups. Okay, Justice. So Justice is a major arcana card. That's a spiritual energy card. And it basically says that, look, things have been out of balance. The universe is saying this situation is definitely out of balance, where this situation is just within you or between two people. It's time for it to come back into balance. And it's Temperance and Justice is nearly the same card. One is a usually depicted by a feminine character, and Justice can be depicted by either one. But it's always both are cards of balance. Justice is setting things right and setting things back into balance. And so I really think that the feminine energy, the heart space energy, really wants balance in the situation. I think it's really tired of this Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is just being up in your head, not being able to sleep. It's insomnia. It's miserable. It's being anxious and, just not being able to rest. Your mind just going crazy. And then the Six of Cups for me is always soul bond energy. I do believe with the Six of Cups coming out, this probably is a relationship of some kind that is precious and different. And when I say different, it's just not your run-of-the-mill, buddy or family member, but actually has deep soul ties and is precious. And a lot of times it's someone that we've known for some time, that is important to us. So I'm going to get another deck to clarify a little bit of some of these. I think I'll get a traditional tarot deck. We'll see what Spirit has. The kitten has come to... Hi, Fuzz. She's crawling up my leg. She's so cute. She's about 4 months old, I think. She's a Cancer. Cats balance energies. So it's always a good omen when a cat comes and wants to participate in a reading. She's a kid, no, she won't stay for more than a minute. She has too much to do, you know. Okay, what would we like to clarify? I think I'd like to clarify this chariot. I mean, I understand the chariot moving forward, the three of, I kind of want to clarify. I'm just nosy. I'm going to clarify that Three of Swords. Spirit, can you just give us, yeah, okay. So the first card that tried to come out on that Three of Swords, and I flipped it back in, was that's not it. This is the World card. Actually, it might have flipped over again. No, it didn't. Was the World card. I don't know where it went. But anyway, the World card, which was, you know, already in the downline. I was like, well, we already have that card. But what we do have is the Six of Cups again. So this pain was definitely about a relationship with a precious person, someone that we've known for some time. Knight of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Okay, so Knight of Cups is, our knights are responsible for taking action on what is inside of us, and cups, of course, are about our emotions. So the Six of Cups, this precious connection, there was an action taken from the heart space that was possessive, controlling. The Four of Pentacles for me in a relationship is about possession and control. And maybe not always from the most healthy place. And since we're clarifying that Three of Swords, I definitely think it probably wasn't the most healthy of choices. So this person thought they had options, but also thought they had control, or at least this aspect of the person. So this Three of Swords, I think, for the clarification, that's pretty clear. That's painful. That's painful. I'd like to clarify the World, please. Spirit, can I have some clarity? Push this World card just a little further. Can you give us just a little bit on this World card? Didn't like that. What about the World card, Spirit? What else do you want to give us on the World card? High Priestess, Eight of Wands. Okay, so the cycle is definitely not quite closed. The cycle is still happening. The High Priestess and Ten of Wands. So this is a heavy burden. You know that this is a cycle. Whether this is your cycle or this cycle is someone else's, you understand intuitively that this is a cycle and it burdens you. It's a lot to carry. You don't have to carry this alone. That's a lot. Put some of it down. Put some of that down and come back for it. Put some of that down and rest. Your intuition is telling you that this is a lot to carry and that this cycle isn't quite over yet. Hi, Fuzz. Fuzz is trying to help. She wants to change the energy. Four of Swords. Overall energy on this downline. The Five of Wands, Eight of Wands, King of Cups. Take some time out for your heart. Four of Swords. That I don't think you probably need more clarity for that downline. But your feminine energy needs some love. The feminine here needs some self-care. Definitely take some time out to love yourself. You don't need someone else to show you love. And if you do need someone else to show you love, it's because you're not loving yourself, which can be difficult. was a lesson that took me a very long time to learn. I thought I was loving myself. And turns out I wasn't. In fact, I was actually really hard on myself. And if you feel the need to balance something with someone who is not good for you, or is doing things that put you in a Three of Cups or a Three of Swords, in a painful situation, and it feels like a heavy burden, take some time to love yourself. And if you're not sure how to love yourself, then seek out someone who can help you to learn. If you will turn the energy that you put into this Nine of Swords, stressing about that person, if you'll take some of that energy and turn it in onto your own heart, it will really help you. And it will change the cycle, because as you change, the other energy will change also in real time. I'd like to push this this Eight of Cups in the reverse a little bit. I'm just curious. Spirit, what can you tell us about this Eight of Cups in the reverse? Why is there a refusal to walk away? What is that about in this masculine downline? Why is this Eight of Cups here in this? Ow. Sorry, Fuzz. Show us this Eight of Cups in this masculine downline, please. Queen of Pentacles. He sees you as the Queen of Pentacles. Are you stable, honey? Are you the stable one? I think you might be the stable one. It might be the only thing. Strength. Okay. If your scenario is that someone that you're with thought there was choices, potentially, your intuition is probably already telling you this, or at least this person is afraid that it might. The reason potentially that they're staying with you is because they see you as the Queen of Pentacles. Don't be someone else's checkbook in love. Be stable, yes, be stable, but don't overgive. And when someone shows me that they think that someone's a Queen of Pentacles and then they back it up with strength, and over here is this this Four of Pentacles, this holding on. Well, that makes me a little upset with that person, or at least with that energy. So whether or not you're the one holding on and you know that you're doing it, or someone else is holding on to you and they know that they're doing it, whether you know it or not, Spirit wants you to know they're not seeing the best part of you. And that's important. It's important that the people we love fully love us fully. And so if you are engaged in a relationship where this could possibly be the case, get help. Get someone to talk to. Get someone to help you to sort this out. Because it can be very painful and very confusing, especially if you're an overgiver. If you're a people pleaser like I was and you overgive in relationships, it's going to be a difficult pattern for this person to break. The world, break this pattern if you don't. If your pattern is overgiving and their pattern is to control, deceive, and hold on, it's going to be very difficult for it to get good. What else might we want to clarify, Spirit? I don't need to know anything more about the Six of Cups. I think that's pretty clear. What about this? What about this Justice? What about this Justice? Can you show me the Justice card, please? Just give me something on the Justice card. And then maybe we'll get some relationship energy cards. What do you think? Spirit, what else would you want to read tonight? King of Wands. Knight of Swords. Anything else? So we have the King of Wands, Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, Ten of Cups, Ten of Cups. So the King of Wands is if you're going to send a king to war, you want to send the King of Wands. He is the ultimate fighter. He's going to strategize. He's going to take his passions and he is going to go gung-ho straight into the battle. So behind this Justice card, or backing up this Justice card, I don't know if you're a fire sign, but if you are a fire sign, you have the strength and you have the passion. And what this king is going to have to take is the Knight of Swords. So to begin this journey of getting to justice, first you're going to have to know your value and your worth and your strength, because and that you're strategic and that you're smart and that you're passionate. So know those things first. And then the Knight of Swords, again, the Knights are about moving outside of us what is in us. And so having a new thought and then conveying that thought, or a new perspective and conveying that perspective, is going to be important. And then also the Knight of Wands. You're going to have to, with passion, stand up for that new idea. And it could be just as simple as, I am worth 10 of Cups. I am worth the 10 of Cups. I am not your 8 of Cups girl that you hold on to but don't do anything with. I'm not this 8 of Cups girl in reverse. This 8 of Cups in reverse, this isn't for me. I'm standing up for the 10 of Cups. If you want to have a 10 of Cups with me, then you're going to have to see me as the King of Wands. Okay? So it's going to be, I don't know how I got these all mixed up like this. This guy was over here. So it's going to be about rebalancing in the relationship, which is what the Justice is about. And it's going to come about by you knowing passionately your worthiness, and that you are a fighter, and that you will stand up for yourself. I mean, again, Wands have pride. They have a lot of passion and a lot of pride. Have enough pride to stand up for your worth and your value. And then take that idea that I am worth more than an 8 of Cups. I want the real deal, the real thing, the whole enchilada. And take that thought and then passionately move it forward. And I'm not saying be unkind. Don't be unkind. But stand your ground. Absolutely stand your ground. Because you are absolutely deserving of the 10 of Cups. You have a full heart. Your heart's all over this board. So stand up for your heart. All right, let's see what Spirit might have for healing. I want to do it might take me a second to find it. My cards are a little bit of a mess, but I love them, and there's a lot of them. Okay. Sorry about that. I wasn't sure where in the heck that it had gone. This is, I think this is called Dark Confessions. I'm not really sure. I don't really remember. I can look it up if somebody wants to know. I do have the boxes. I just don't keep them all in boxes anymore because there's so many of them. And boxes take forever. I'm just going to shuffle these up. I guess I'm done shuffling them. Spirit decided. And this came out in reverse. I can not listen to your voice. It affects my soul. You trigger this person. Good. You know, that's what a Six Cups does for you, is trigger you. I had a relationship, an on and off relationship, and a lot of times they are on and off relationships with our soul bond people that we are soul tied to, that we came to possibly rebalance karmas with from other lives. Doesn't really matter if you believe that or not. Don't take that if that doesn't resonate with you. But these soul bond energies that we have, that we come to learn things with, often are here to trigger us, to upset us, to make us go from people pleasers who just want to give and give and give and give, but don't really ever get loved, because we're not loving ourselves. And so if you're being triggered, there's something to learn. There's something that needs set right within you. And you can focus on the other person till the cows come home. And that's actually how I learned to do this particular reading, is I would focus on the other person, and I was learning to read cards and stuff, and I had gotten these 22 Arcana cards, and one night I was just kind of frustrated and tired of even thinking about the person, and I said to Spirit, what should I do tonight? Like, who should I read? And the audible voice that I hear said, read yourself. And I went, oh, I don't really want to do that. And I said, okay. And I shuffled for a long time, and I started laying out cards, and pretty soon I was like, okay, be nice. I was very triggered, and that helped me, because after that reading, I did one every night, or when I could, for quite some time, and it was insanely transformative for me to focus only on myself. And that's what it helped me to do, and that's what Spirit was really telling me, was you need to focus on you so that you can love you. Don't give your energy away. And when you think of somebody that you're connected to with, especially like in this kind of situation where there's like a Nine of Swords and there's pain and stuff there, and a lot of mental anxiety, that is a lot of power that is being given away to the other person and cannot be turned then inward into loving yourself. And you're not really loving them either, in this kind of situation where there's so much angst. My first and definitely the most important thing I think that you could do now is to etherically disconnect. And so etherical cords are the cords that we're bound to other people with. And they are energetic cords. And it's why you can think of someone and then they're calling you. Like within minutes, they're calling you, or they're calling you, and you know that's them. Like you just know it's them. It's because the etherical cords, they travel, the energy across them, thoughts, feelings, travels faster than the speed of light, really fast. And so we're really not energetically disconnected from anyone, because we, with one thought, can connect to them in less than a split second. And so the first thing that I would do, this is how I did it when I first started learning to do it, because I really wasn't sure what I was doing. I would get a bottle of wine, and I would get some candles, and I would take an Epsom salt or bubble bath, and I would disconnect. And the way that I would do it is just close my eyes and get peaceful, have some nice soft music playing, and I would, in my mind, see as if they were electrical cords connected to my heart. I would envision myself pulling them out and saying, I lovingly release you to the care and keeping of the universe. At this time, I need to be within the energy of my own soul. And then later, I also learned to add to that. I call all of my fragmented energies back from all beings over spaces and times to myself, to be reintegrated into myself and to become whole. And those two things had a profound effect and will have a profound effect on you, because as you cut those etherical cords, what happens is you're left with your own energy, and the confusion just almost evaporates very quickly. I'm not saying the pain does. The pain may not evaporate for some time. And in an earlier video that I did, I talked about how even if you leave a relationship, my inner child taught me this, you never lose that person. You can't, essentially, because we're eternal souls. And so we are spiritual. And so it's okay to spiritually love them. Well, you probably don't feel very loving towards them right now, and I certainly wouldn't either in this situation. You don't have to fully disconnect in that way, but you can disconnect your energy long enough to get more clear and more clarity on what you need to do. Just your own value even is really important. So that would be my my next advice. We'll see if Spirit has anything else, and then maybe a charm or two. Oh. I'm finally seeing my worth, yet I still feel unworthy of your love. Maybe this is you. Let me just say, honey, that you're worthy. Dear, you were born worthy. And how do I know you were born worthy? Because you have the same 99.99% energy running through every one of your atoms in your body that every other person on this planet does. Every rock, every tree, every animal, you, me. You can't be born unworthy. It's not possible to be born unworthy. That would be essentially saying that God isn't worthy, because God is that 99.99% of us. That's the divine spirit running to and through us at all times. We're only 0.001% matter. The rest of us is divine energy. The divine love of God is running through us at all times. You were born worthy. No one can make you unworthy. There isn't anything you could do to be unworthy. There isn't anything that you can do to be more worthy. You just are worthy. And you were born that way. Okay, a couple charms. And I think we'll probably be good for today. Whoa. Okay, what have we got here, Spirit? The crown. Honey, you wear the crown. You're as worthy as a king or queen. We have a flower. You deserve flowers. You know what? If they're not giving you flowers, honey, give them yourself. Give flowers to yourself. Love yourself. If you're not getting flowers from somebody else, love yourself. And then we've got the moon and the star. I love this one, this charm. The moon is the things that we don't see, the things that cloud our judgment, the pain, that clouds the truth. But I love that in this charm, the star is also there, because a star is the thing that we reach for, the thing that we wish upon a star. And the star is, for you, this 10 of Cups. That's what you're wishing for. You're just going to have to get a little bit more information out from under the moon, but you have the wherewithal. You have, the High Priestess here. She's here a couple times. And then you've got these wings, the wings with the rose, which I think denotes back to your chariot here, because you're moving fast somewhere, right? Like there's energy moving fast somewhere. So if you need to take flight, take your intuition somewhere and go and get justice, So, yeah. Love yourself, honey. That's the most important thing. Love yourself. And if you feel called to a personal reading, my email address for that is in the description box. If you have just a simple request about a singular subject that you would like to have more information on, as I have time and feel called, then I will address them on the channel. And when I say singular subject, something like a singular situation in a relationship, or I'm really struggling with anger, I'm really struggling with guilt, or something of that nature, I would love to speak to that. And you don't need a reading for that. You can just ask in the comments. And otherwise, take heart. You're loved. You're loved. Love yourself. Namaste. Be blessed.